Jimbers, what are you doing?
He says, I'm sleeping as usual. He says, if you're making these videos, I'm just going to sleep. He says, that's it, that's it. So, hello. Today, I'd like to take another look at some books. Well, when I was a kid at school, I joined the Puffin Club, which... No, we weren't puffing smoke or anything like that. We weren't rolling them up in those days. I can tell you that came later. But no, I joined this puffing club. It was a subsidiary of Penguin. It was primarily aimed at children, and this is one of the books that I've had from the club. I couldn't save them all. When my dad died, I had to clear out my mum's house, and I found a few things that I wanted to hold on to, like this, and thought, no, I can't chuck that, because this story was so wonderful. I read it, and I just sort of fell in love with the tale. Really, you can see how old the book is because it's got. It's got rot on it now. It's ochred, as they say. The pages are ochred in yellow, and it's got some sort of... I forget what they call that now, but in professional terms. Some sort of horrible disease. But, yeah. No, this is a lovely tale. It's about a tramp who's a sort of lonely character. And effectively, he's on his way. You know, he's sort of heading... from one place to another. I can't remember actually where he's going, whether he's going from Filbourne to Snowdon or Snowdon to Filbourne now, to be honest with you, but time has passed. I've not read it for years. I can't read now, not very much, my eyes are so bad. But there's the thing. Anyway, the tramp meets this dog, this collie dog. I mean, it pretty much summarises it on the back, really, in actual fact. It says there was nothing to tell the old tramp. It was a red letter day when he met Rover, the collie. But from that moment, there began one of the most faithful friendships there has ever been between man and dog. So it's all good, baby. It's all good. Why does this thing keep going low battery? I don't understand it, because I only charged it up last night. The battery must be going funny. What are you talking about? I'm the tramp now, and that's my little dog, isn't it? But there's some lovely... I mean, the Puffin books, because they were for children, they had lovely illustrations in, you know, which really sort of set them off. And I remember the illustrations better than I do... you know, the story really, but I can highly recommend this tale. You know, he's a decent old boy. He's not on the piss or anything. he's not like necking sort of whiskey or whatever. But there's some good, lovely diagrams. And he runs into trouble on the way and all the rest of it. You know, house full of spoons. No, it says the house full of scran. You see, there you go. I can't even see. There's some nice pictures in here. And I fell in love with the dog with its little neckerchief on. Thought that was awesome. There he is, banging on the door. He's got angry, isn't he? He's angry. But obviously something happened. There's lots of judges and things. It's actually a very well written book. Because it does. I remember when I lived in Northwood, there was a tramp that lived in a bus stop. And I used to take the poor blighter up sandwiches because... I used to say to my mum, "Oh, I'm extra hungry." I didn't tell my mum. Obviously, she probably would have made the sandwiches, but I think not as often as I, if she thought I was eating them. And I said, "Oh, I'm extra hungry today. Mum's playing sports and all that." You know, I didn't lie because we were playing sports. It was a white lie because I just gave half my lunch to this poor old tramp, bless him. And he wasn't a drinker or anything nasty like that either. He just was kipping in an open-fronted bus shelter. You know, ironically, they've got them out. There's another tramp over here now, who I've been helping out occasionally. But yeah, there's only a limit you can help people, isn't there? Really. Anyway, that's a great little book. And also, just quickly, because I don't want this to go ranting on, but I was into ghost stories, and this is a cracker. If you're into ghost stories, well, I don't know why I'm talking to you, because this is a children's book again. But if you've got children that like ghosty stories, then try and get yourselves a copy of this, because this it's a true ghost stories collection from Christine Barnard. Oh, sorry, that was Chris Williams wrote The Tramp and the Dog. And this is from Christine Barnard. It's a really good book. It's an Armada, which was another sort of children's type of publisher. And you can see how old it is. It says 40p. I don't know how long that one was. 35p. And it's thicker as well. You've been stunk with that, I tell you. Look at that. Look at that, mate. You know, look at that. 5p more as well. No, I'm joking, but now this is a great little book. I was using that as a book thing. That means, please, Mr. Courier, leave the package on the parcel. Pan Courier, proszę zostawić paczkę na parapecie. Dzięki. Thank you. So you see how it's for children, because it says this Armada book belongs to. You know, I haven't filled it in, obviously, but I wouldn't have done, because I never did stuff like that. In fact, I remember a funny thing. A friend of mine used to put, if you want to know my name, he used to put in the top here, if you want to know my name, look on page 56. And so that you'd scroll to page 56 sort of thing. And on page 56 it would have written there, nosy bastard. He was a witty fellow. So this is great. It's got all these old tales. I remember the Cottingley Fairies one. And I remember Buried Alive. The others aren't so familiar, but they were all really quite spooky, and I used to love sort of freaking myself out. I used to read these things under the covers at night with a torch, you know. I had a whole collection of ghost books actually, which I did chuck out. As I say, I couldn't carry everything. I was going back to Poland from the UK, you know, from Hertfordshire, so it was just not possible. But you can see again the book's really seen a few days. There's no pictures in this one, but they're both very good. And as I say, spooky, spine-chilling, sensational. Quake at the spectre of the cowled monk, tremble at the evil spirits that haunt the New Guinea forest, shudder at the deadly viper poised to strike. Feel your blood run cold at the Eskimo's curse. A dozen ghoulish stories of supernatural which will send shivers crawling up your spine. And they were, they were good. I enjoyed them. Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching. As always, I'll leave you on Jimmy, who's now gone into a sort of a repose, and on his back. Anyway, cheers as always. Very best wishes. If you got this far, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Bless you all. Cheers.